How to keep costs down during these hard times, part 1. How to keep costs down during these hard times, part 1. What's up, everybody? My name is Kier, and you are watching the important things that really matter. Today, we're going to be talking about how to keep costs down during these hard times, part 1. I'm going to probably do a series of videos. I would say probably part 1 or probably part 2 or part 3 also too. Probably. That's what I seem like I'm going at right now. Before we get into it, would you please like, would you please share, would you please subscribe? I guarantee you, if you like and you share and you subscribe, you will have access to my channel, information on my channel that will save you hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, and also save you a whole lot of pain and suffering. Let me switch that again. It'll probably save you thousands of dollars, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars, and save yourself a whole lot of pain and suffering. This channel is a channel of wisdom and a channel, like I said, it will save you a whole lot of money and will save you a whole lot of pain and suffering. So here we go. One of the things I found out, for those of you that don't know, I was an engineer in a major assembly plant, major truck assembly plant. I was an industrial engineer in the trim shop, and an industrial engineer also in the paint shop. Company that I worked for, I had saved that company about $20 million over a period of 10 years. The company that I worked for, which was one of the big 3 automobile companies, I had helped to save them about $20 million over a period of 10 years. And so I got a lot of background in reducing costs, keeping costs down, operator efficiencies, manpower costs, labor costs, a lot of experience in keeping costs and stuff down. And so what I'm gonna do is tell you a mistake that I had made when I was working for this major truck assembly plant. And I had a great deal of responsibility, absolutely great deal of responsibility, and I was handling it pretty well, pretty good. So one of the things I like to say, one of the mistakes that I made was this. My day normally started somewhere around about 3:30 in the morning, and my day probably wouldn't end until probably about 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This was like every day. And when you're working like that so much, sometimes you can just spend more money than you probably plan on spending. And so one of the mistakes that I made, which can help you to save at least $100 or $150 a month, every month. And one of the mistakes that I made that will help you tremendously to keep your costs down during these hard times, of course this is part 1, is take your lunch to work. Take your lunch to work, take your lunch to work. One of the things that I did was, I was like, you know something, I'm spending a lot of money on breakfasts, spending a lot of money on breakfasts and lunches on the job. And then when I leave, I'm always buying something outside of work, at work or outside of work in terms of food, breakfasts, lunches. Sometimes I'm buying stuff as I'm going home, okay? And instead of cooking food. And so what ends up happening is, I said, I want to sit down and figure out how much money I'm spending per month on food. And I sat down and I figured it out for like a month. And what I found was I was spending somewhere around about $230 to probably $250 a month for food. Did you hear what I just said? $230 to about $250 a month for food. I was an engineer, okay? And a lot of times I would get home, I'd be like wore out. I mean, just solving problems all day long and dealing with people. And so that's what I was spending. I estimated that I was spending that much money. And I said, well, I can probably save myself $100 or maybe even $150 if I just brought my lunch to work and brought some fruit. And so if I made my lunch and brought some fruit, I probably easily could have saved $100 to $150 per month, okay? Every month. And so that is the suggestion I'm giving you. how to keep costs down during these hard times. Don't go out, don't always be going to buy breakfasts and lunches at the fast food places and then buying something else on the way home from work. You're going to easily spend $230, $250 a month. But if you take your lunch to work every day, take some fruit to work with you every day, you can literally cut your spending down $100 to $150 a month, every month, okay? So that's the suggestion I'm giving you. And then also too, in addition to that, I'm gonna add something else to that too, but let me say this real quick. Would you please like, would you please share, would you please subscribe? Would you please like, would you please share, would you please subscribe? I guarantee you if you subscribe, you'll have access you'll have access to information from my channel that will help to save you thousands upon thousands of dollars, and also save you a whole lot of pain and suffering. All right. So, back to what I was saying before. You can save yourself easily $100 a month, maybe even $150 a month. What can you do with that extra money? You can take that extra money and put it in a safe deposit box and start putting that money aside, and the money that you're saving every month by taking lunches to work instead of buying your food out all the time, okay? The extra money that you're putting aside every month that you're saving $100 or you're saving $150 a month. You take that $100 or $150 that month, you put it in a safe deposit box. Next month you do the same thing. So in just 2 months, you done saved anywhere from $200 a month to $300 a month in your safe deposit box. What can you do with that money? You can start a business with that money. If you keep putting that money aside, the $300 will kind of get you going to get materials to get your business together. Pens, papers, pencils, business software program that you may need. So in addition to saving money from reducing your costs, the added money that you ordinarily would be saving can go towards a business. Okay, please like, please share, please subscribe, and peace.